Dear Naga friends, why are we gathered here today? Are we here to demand something which is not ours? Are we here to start a fight? Are we here for fun? Why are we here? We are gathered here to demand our freedom, our sovereignty, which is rightfully ours. We are not here for a fight. We come in peace and demand in peace. We do not believe in being hostile. We come in friendly terms, but friendly doesn't mean we will accept anything less than what we ask for. We come in serious, and India should take us serious.
Hello, India. It is high time that you make us stop dancing to your tunes. It is getting old and boring, you know. Are you not done playing the oppressor already? We want solution now, the final solution. Did you forget that you were also once under someone else's rule? How did it feel asking for your freedom? How is it that you lack empathy over something which you have experienced beforehand? How?
We repeat, we want and demand our freedom. We have had enough playing the oppressions, and now we shall not settle for anything. We shall not settle for anything anymore.
My place is old yet gold, bloodsheds and wounds of unsealed cuts, made of bone so we can all go through them. Lessons learned yet battles to fight still, guns and bombs that threaten the lives of the living. Heartaches and cries and hurt, flames and immortals burning unseen, but we know a God who never gave up on us. We've seen His faithfulness and tasted His grace. There's hope we will shine tomorrow, for we believe in Nagalim for Christ. Long live Nagalim.
Thank you, Akule and Sakumi.
A very good afternoon, brother and sister. Today I stand on behalf of the student and young Nagas here in Delhi. The sole aim of this rally is to convey to the government of India that the Naga people want inclusive political solution which is honorable and acceptable at the earliest. This is the voice of the young generation that we want solution which is acceptable to the people. We want solution which can accommodate all of us as one. We don't want that solution which will divide us further. The government of India cannot keep on dividing us bit by bit by confining us, each and every one of us, inside a room. We have never invited any foreign invaders. We have never accepted any selfish colonial occupation to exploit us. Just as they were under the British colonial rule and they were fighting for it, we the Nagas have the same expectation that the government of India will understand and acknowledge the same, that we are facing the same emotions. My dear brothers and sisters, this rally is not is for you, for me, and for all of us. Our history is different, very unique. Our culture, tradition, customs are different from the rest of the India. In fact, different from the rest of the countries. We are Nagas by blood, and we will be Nagas for forever and ever. Nobody can steal our identity. We don't want to be called Chinese, Koreans, or Japanese, or any other Asians. We are Naga by blood, and we will be Naga. Yes, we will be Naga. And we want the government of India to know that we are not their enemy. We are their friends. Enough blood have been shed. Innocents have died. We have suffered enough. Enough is enough, my dear government of India. Nagas want solution. Solution, solution, solution. Inclusive solution. My dear government of India, we have a different civilization by nature and by faith. We are of different entity and we need to respect each other honorably. The government of India have already tested us. Yesterday, today, and even in days to come, we will continue to remind them that we are Nagas. And nothing can ever change our will. My dear brothers and sisters, let us not only rally, but be cautious. Continue to live together, respect each other, love one another, and continue to stand for each other, so that we will be free from this chance to live in harmony, peace, love, and joy. I'm telling you, we will be one among the nation, one among the stars that shine brighter than any other stars. Long live the Nagas! Victory to our land, to our people. Kuknaling!
Thank you, Hinoto Ahomi. Now I call upon Ilu Indang, General Secretary, Nagahoho.
chairperson, and my dear friends. I greet all of you in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I also bring greetings from the office of the Nagahoho. This afternoon, let me remind all of us here that on 25th July 1997, after long parleys between the NSCN, GPRN leadership and the government of India, another ceasefire was announced by the Prime Minister of India, Mr. I.K. Gujral, in the Indian Parliament at New Delhi, and by the chairman of the National Socialist Council of Nagaland, NSCN, Mr. Isaac Chisisu, from The Hague in Netherlands, which came into effect from 1st August 1997, based on the following three principles: that the talks will be held without conditions, that the talks will be held at the highest level, that is Prime Ministerial level, and thirdly, that the talks will be held in a third and neutral country. It is now 22 years that talks have continued without any logical conclusion, much to the dishonor of the Indian leaders who have deliberately backtracked on their commitments. It was a milestone for the Nagas when the government of India, in writing, recognized the unique history and situation of the Nagas during one of the talks held in Amsterdam in the Netherlands on 11 July 2002. This admission came after more than 50 years of protracted war. What most importantly still remains is the translation of this documented recognition to political reality. A new vista was opened when on August 3, 2015, the framework agreement was signed as a final step towards mutually agreed and accepted political settlement. Consequent upon the signing of framework agreement with NSCN GPRN, all other Naga political groups have joined the political dialogue since 17th November 2017 under the banner of Working Group of 6 Naga political groups and now 7 groups with the joining of NSNK as desired by the Naga people and the government of India. Looking back, we realize that we have been given false hope, and over again by the center, we were firstly told that solution is imminent within 18 months by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi in 2014, followed by assurances by BJP-led government of solution before Christmas in 2015. Again, the Governor of Nagaland, Sri P.B. Acharya, assured solution within 6 months in 2017. On our part, led by Naga civil societies and political parties, called for solution before election in 2018. But BJP government brushed it aside and declared election for solution and imposed another elections in Nagaland. Once again, after the elections, they assured solution within 6 months. P.B. Acharya declared solution before the year end. And again, in 2019, R.N. Ravi, the governor of Nagaland, assured solution in 3 months. But again, most recently, Ram Madhav, the General Secretary of BJP in charge of Northeast, declared solution by year end. After years of failure to come to a settlement, it's justified that Nagas feel disillusioned and have started questioning if there would ever be a solution. We are now fearful if India will adhere to their commitment, or are these just empty promises disguising a different agenda. Ultimately, it is in the hands of Modi-led government if there will be solution in the near future, as the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi, said after the signing of framework agreement. The Naga problem has taken so long to resolve because we did not understand each other. He pointed out that India and Nagas had continued to look at each other through the prism of false perception and all prejudices. He also described the framework agreement as a shining example of what we can achieve when we deal with each other in a spirit of equality and respect, trust and confidence, when we seek to understand concerns and try to address aspirations. If this is the genuine understanding of the center towards the Naga problem, I believe we still have hope. With this, I fervently appeal to the Modi-led government to implement their assurances and lift the Nagas from this confusion of being neither here nor there and agree to what rightly belongs to us. Thank you. Good time.
Next, I call upon Ino Ningulo Krume, Secretary General and BMHR.
Friends, ladies and gentlemen, what a shame that time is against us even to have this little conversation. What is more shameful is Government of India has submitted even an ultimatum to the Naga people to solve the problem within 3 months. And 2 months has already passed. In the next 1 month, we don't know what will be the fate of your future, the younger generation. At this moment, I extend my solidarity with the people of Kashmir who is undergoing lockdown for 52 days today. I extend my solidarity in prayers because I cannot fully understand what they are going through. Nagas have undergone this lockdown for more than 25 years to 30 years in the past because of the assertion of the first Prime Minister of India, Mr. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who said that I will not allow Nagas to be independent even if heaven falls and even if the rivers all over India runs red with blood. And because of that assertion, Naga people were locked down from day one for almost 3 decades. This was further reinforced by Prime Minister Morarji Desai, who went to London to tell the Naga People's President and NC President Mr. Pizzo that I will exterminate every Naga without any compunction. After that, he came to Kohima and told the delegation of the NSF at the Ras Bhavan. So again, he said, I will exterminate every Naga without any compunction. So that situation that the people of Kashmir are going through now is maybe different in that more ancient time. But we can fully understand when we were in that lockdown, the entire Naga villages all over Nagaland was burned down completely. People had to live in the jungles for 2 to 3 years. Many of my generations were born in the jungles. People were hunted down like animals. There was no villages. That is the situation. So I fully sympathize and empathize with the people of Kashmir today. However, when Prime Minister Narasimha Rao came as the Prime Minister of India, he did something good. He sought out the Naga leaders. He sent Rajesh Pilot out of the country to different countries in Asia to look for Naga leaders and to search for peace. In response, the Naga leaders met him in Paris in 1995 and made peace with the government of India, which was declared in 1997 by I.K. Gujral, the then Prime Minister of India. After this peace was made 22 years ago, there were 4 interlocutors. The last is now Mr. Ravi, but the first interlocutor, Mr. Swaraj Kaushal, the one who successfully implemented Mizoram Accord, he was immediately removed within 2 years when he said Nagas have every right to be independent. Mr. Padmanabh Bhaya negotiated with the Nagas for 10 years, more than 10 years, and tried to convince the Nagas, but ultimately he got convinced himself and he says Nagas are right. And he was again removed as the interlocutor. Mr. R.S. Pandey came in as the third interlocutor, but after a few years of negotiation, he resigned in frustration, knowing Nagas will never, India will never respect the rights of the Naga people. The present Mr. Ravi, the person who signed the framework agreement in the presence of Modi and Home Minister and Ajit, so many Indian leaders, on 15th of August, on 3rd August 2015, is now the governor of Nagaland, and he came home to Nagaland as the governor to announce that Prime Minister has given him 3 months to implement the Naga political solution, to find a solution which government of India could not do in 22 years. Once framework agreement was signed on the 3rd of August 2015, Mr. Modi tweeted, and he said, "I have the deepest admiration for the great Naga people for their extraordinary support for peace efforts." He even went to London in the Dubai, and announced that I've signed peace accord with the Naga people. Very proudly he went and admitted in Dubai. But what I want to tell you today is, 72 years ago, before India became independent, the first kind of a ceasefire agreement or political settlement was made or proposed to be made through the 9-point agreement. The Naga National Council at the time was also acceptable to this 9-point agreement. And you know what the condition of that 9-point agreement say? I'll read out. The period of agreement, the government of Assam, as the governor of Assam, as the agent of the government of Indian Union, will have a special responsibility for a period of 10 years to ensure due observance of this agreement. At the end of this period, the Naga National Council will be asked whether they require the above agreement to be extended for a further period or a new agreement regarding the future of the Naga people arrived at. To the Naga people, we understood it saying that at the end of this 10 years agreement, 10 years period, after being looked after by the governor of Assam, Nagas will become free. Nagas will be allowed to be free. But the government of India again said, at the end of 10 years, Nagaland will have to join the Union of India. That is how they treated even in the first agreement, 72 years ago. Today, after 72 years of lying and betraying, they signed a framework agreement 4 years ago saying that the underlying bottom line, after all the agreements have been signed, they say that there will be an enduring, inclusive, new relationship for peaceful coexistence between the two entities, that is the Nagas and the Indians, government of India and the Naga people. Enduring, inclusive, new relationship for peaceful coexistence between the two entities. Now Mr. Ravi is saying this inclusive new relationship means Nagas will join the Indian Union. And for us to join the Indian Union after 72 years of struggle, human sufferings, they have started not only lying in brain, but they have started insulting the Nagas to the highest level. So what do we do today, Nagas, fellow Naga brothers and sisters? We have 1 month in front of us, October, either to take the imposed solution or to face another whatever kind of human suffering. But to me, even from the beginning of the ceasefire, whenever I come to Delhi or interact with our Indian friends, I always say that it is better to die in dignity than to live in humiliation. Today I say the same thing.
Thank you,